Short form content is dying and no one wants to admit it. And the reason why is not what you think. And if you're not already shifting to long form content, you're going to fall behind, especially if you're a business owner. Let me show you why this is happening and how you could take advantage of this before it's too late. Think about it. Who would you trust more? Someone who you've watched for the last 30 seconds or someone who you've been watching for the last 30 minutes? The trust comparisons between short form and long form do not compare. Short form is the fast food of entertainment and content. People usually forget about you 15 seconds after watching your short form video in comparison to long form videos, which not only are evergreen and keep on getting views as time goes by, but people tend to remember you for a much longer period of time. Marketing and sales have always revolved around one crucial factor, and that is trust. Historically, trust is exactly what turns viewers into loyal customers and how you can start monetizing your audience. Because what's the point of getting eyes and having eyeballs if you're not monetizing them and you're not turning them into money and into paying clients? Yet most creators and businesses are still only relying exclusively on short form content to attract clients. And this makes genuine growth in the long term and trust building damn near impossible. And I personally believe that it is the reason why so many businesses fail with content and is the reason why people just quit content completely. Because they think, okay, I'm going to start posting shorts. I'm going to start posting on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts. And that way I can actually start building a brand. But in reality, if you want to have a brand that trusts you and you want to be able to monetize the eyeballs that you're getting, you're going to have to build long form content, and short form content is just not the way anymore. So kind of touching back on why we create content in the first place, it's simple. We want to grow our businesses and we want to make more money. However, relying only on short form content severely limits our potential. And the solution to this is actually quite simple. Just prioritize your long form content over your shorts. And don't get me wrong, like I said, short form has its place, but if you have limited time and resources, invest more of your time and resources into your long form content. Not only does it provide greater potential for deep connections, long lasting trust, and continuous learning, but it is so much easier to make money via AdSense, sponsorships, and every single way of marketing than in contrast to short form content. I've personally seen massive growth by focusing primarily on long form content, and here's how I personally implemented it. First, I started by researching questions that my ideal audience really wants to know and really cares about. Secondly, I created comprehensive videos addressing these topics clearly and thoroughly and providing a ton of value, which is super duper important if you actually want to build trust. You need to have good videos and you need your videos to actually solve problems and pains within your ideal audience. And thirdly, you want to optimize your videos to get the most amount of views as possible, ensuring that they remain valuable long after they've published. And don't get me wrong, YouTube can be a very, very complicated platform to learn, which is exactly why I personally broke down the biggest and the most important strategies that your favorite creators are using, like Alex Ramosi, Iman Gadzhi, Ryan Trahan, MrBeast. And I put a month's worth of work into this and I put it all into one PDF. So if you are interested in that, link's gonna be in the bio. All you have to do is fill out the form and it's completely free. And I promise you, it will save you a bunch of time. But to kind of summarize everything, if you really want to start monetizing with your content and you actually want to have content that lasts you and not only gets you eyeballs, but you can actually monetize and turn those eyeballs into money, you need to start prioritizing long form content. And don't get me wrong, long form content can be a bit scary, especially whenever you're first starting. But like I said, in the long run, if you actually want to build a brand and have that trust around you and your brand, shorts is just not going to cut it. So start by really pointing out who is your ideal audience and just blasting them with value. And of course, you have to understand YouTube as well. But I also have a free course. So if you're interested in that, it's the Content Cartel. Link's going to be in the bio. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I'm just telling you guys that I want to help you for free. And if you are interested in that, like I said, it's going to be in the bio. Or don't. I don't really care. Peace.